Okay, hey guys, Allison Chastain, Presidential Diamond with It Works Global here. I've done a couple periscopes on taxes, and I've never said that I'm a CPA or that I even have experience doing taxes or anything like that. So just bear that in mind. But a lot of people ask about taxes and what they need to do for taxes every single year. Sorry, I never know where to look. Right here. Okay, I'm looking right here. I'm gonna look like a crazy person. But anyway, so it's been requested to do an actual YouTube video on this because the periscopes, if I were to upload it, they would be like, you know, people, I'm like up in the screen talking to people and stuff. So let's just keep it simple. Okay, so taxes. Here are some things that you can write off when you own your own business, when you have a home-based business like It Works, like I do, or any other multi-level marketing, it's anything that you do from home. You have a lot of write-offs, and so it's really awesome. Sorry, my children in the background are crazy. Anyway, so here are some things you can write off. I mentioned earlier that if you have an office space, so even if it's a room with a computer and a desk or something, that can be a write-off. That square footage is a write-off. I actually have an office space with a computer and a desk and all of that, but I actually sit at the kitchen table with my laptop, and that's where I work most of the time, or my phone. But I write off the square footage in that room because it's still an office. Any office furniture I purchased this year is also considered a write-off. Any ink, any paper, any printers or computers, laptops, anything I purchased that year to use for business in some way is a write-off. My phone is a write-off. If I just purchase it right out, that's a write-off. If my phone bill, my cell phone bill, part of that, I don't know how much of it, but a portion of that is a write-off. A portion of all of your home bills are also a write-off. Your mileage, so always keep track of your mileage if you're using your car for like going to a wrap party or wherever you go for your business. But as long as it has to do with your business, say you're driving to Florida for an It Works event, all of that gas mileage, all of that mileage you've used is a write-off. So make sure you keep track of that. And then what I do is there's actually apps for that, but I had apps, but I kept forgetting to use it. So what I ended up doing is I just went to my notes on my phone and I just put it in there. So I'll say I already have like a whole note that says 2015 mileage, and I know it's for It Works. And so every single time I go somewhere, I just go to that note again and I pull it back up, and it already has all the other things for 2015 listed. So like last night I went to a wrap party and about 45 minutes from me. And so I can write off all of that mileage there and back. So say, I don't remember how many miles it was, but say it was like 40 miles. So I would just go to my notes, type in wrap party at Kim's house, 40 miles total. And I will put total so that way I remember that it wasn't each way, you know. So 40 miles total. And then at the end of the year or in January, whenever you go to do your taxes and you try to give your stuff to your CPA, you will have all of those different miles from all the different things, but just add them up, and then that's your mileage that you can write off. You can also write off a vehicle. If you purchase a vehicle in that year and you have another vehicle that you can use for personal, then you can absolutely write off the second vehicle. So as long as you have one vehicle that you can prove is personal and one that you use for business, even if you use both for both, as long as you have two, one of them can be a write-off. So you can't write off both though. Let's see. I mentioned some stuff earlier. I'm trying to remember everything. Sorry. So all of your It Works clothes, or any clothes that you purchase through your company's website, or any materials, so anything like blitz cards, brochures, pamphlets, anything for your car, magnets, blah, 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 apparel, all of the clothes that we purchase through the It Works store, all of that is a write-off as well. So just at the end of the year, make sure that you keep track of those purchases. So the It Works store can actually give you a copy of all the things you've purchased online, but if you've purchased stuff at the store, like at an actual event in Florida, it's going to be, they actually don't have a record of that. So just a heads up on that, if you need to keep a record of those things, the best way to do that is to get a different account for your business. So what I've done is I opened up actually a business checking account with a local bank here, and you can do the same thing. Open up a business checking or open up just another checking account and have with a debit card. and keep track of all of your purchases. So all of my auto ships actually go on my card. I got it right here, my business card here. So it's a debit card, but I use this for all my auto ships, all of my apparel. If I take a client out to go eat at Chili's and we're going to talk about you know, their order, or maybe they're a potential distributor and we're talking about business and that's why we went, that's a write-off. If I take someone to coffee who's interested in learning about the business, that's a write-off. If I go to an event in Florida for It Works, everything it costs me to get there, whether it's airfare or mileage, that's a write-off. Any meals I eat on the way and there is a write-off. My hotel stay is a write-off. If I have to rent a car, that's a write-off. So any tickets purchased, so like sometimes there's a ticket that you have to purchase for the event, that's a write-off as well. So make sure you save all of that stuff. And if you have a separate card for it, it's all in one place. So at the end of the year, when you're trying to do your taxes, everything on this account is going to be written off, and you can remember that. And then I also have my It Works money go into this account. So it goes into the It Works Pay account. I go in and I cash out every 15th of the month, and it goes straight into this account. So that might be just a really good way to help you stay organized and save your receipts. And whenever you get a receipt, write on it what it was for. So if I say I take someone to Starbucks because they're interested in hearing about the business, well, I bought their drink, bought my drink, that whole thing's a write-off, but I want to keep the receipt. I'm going to write at the top of it, you know, coffee with potential distributor Andrea or something. And that whole thing is a write-off, and then I keep it all together with other receipts. And at the end of the year, or in January when you go and do your taxes, you have all of that. You don't need to give those receipts to anyone, but keep them with your tax stuff. If you were to get audited, they're going to want to see proof that this was something business related. Other things you can write off that are sort of in the gray areas are if I am taking a potential distributor or customer to go golfing, or even another person on my team to go golfing or to go to a sporting event. We had season tickets to different sports events last year. If we had brought someone with us that was either on our team or potentially to talk about that, and we did talk about that during that time, that particular game could be written off. That golf game that I took them to could be written off. Also, say you were going on vacation with your family somewhere, and ahead of time you already have planned to have a wrap party while you're there. Well, then that just became a write-off as well. So make sure that, obviously not like tickets to the amusement parks and things like that, but you could write off like your gas and your meals and things like that when you're on that day. You can't write off the entire trip, but you can write off that day and other things. And just talk to your CPA about what you can write off when you do that, but make sure that you actually have stuff planned ahead of time. Otherwise, even if you sign up, 20 distributors on that trip, if it wasn't planned ahead of time, you can't write that off. So make sure that you plan it. I think that's it. I'm sure there's probably other things I'm missing. People asked about your auto ships. Your auto ships can be a write-off since it's mandatory to get paid. And it can be, and of course, you're being a product of the product, so it's kind of used as advertising. So it's a gray area as well. I would definitely talk to your CPA about, what you can and can't write off that way. But since it's products that you're using or selling, sometimes it can't be. But because it is required for pay, it can be too. So, just see what they say. Obviously, you want to make sure and stay legal. You never want to be in that constantly gray area with the IRS. So. I hope this helps you guys, and yeah, bye.